Yeah.
Order filled, check us out.
You know what time it is.
This is a Mighty Soldiers exclusive.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it.
What's up, guys? Andy with Mighty Soldiers Trades. I am super pumped to have Leah Holmgren back with us. I'm so sorry, Leah. I am very sorry. Forgot how to talk for a second there. But anyways, guys, now that I don't know how to talk and mess this all up, I'm just gonna bring Leah on because I feel like a fool now. But see you guys. Yeah, I'll see. Don't even know what's going on. Leah, I don't even know what's going on. I've lost it.
Don't worry, I have the effect on people. I'm kidding. You know, Leah the trader, it's easy.
I mean, it is easy too, but I just literally short-circuited there for a moment. But Leah, I'm super happy to have you back with us now that I can't talk anymore at all. And yeah, one thing, guys, this is not investment advice, so please go pause the disclaimer at the beginning. Nothing is to be misconstrued as investment advice. We're not registered investment advisors or nothing like that. But Leah, so last week anyways, how are you today?
I'm very good. I had a good day in the market. 3 trades, all 3 went well. All winning trades, so that's nice. And yeah, just being happy to be back home in Miami.
Yesterday, I didn't trade anything that was correlated with the market, but I did take profit on a couple positions. And today, I just left. I went to breakfast and I went to the beach, and I was like, I don't know if I'm not feeling it, I should just go, right?
Yes, of course. And I was in actually all the stuff I was trading were swings, so I wasn't taking a day trade today either. But the swings are doing well, and I got out of all of them. So yeah, perfect.
That brings to mind, do you have any rule as far as inside days?
I don't know. It depends on, honestly. Like I feel like there are always stocks you can find that are not having inside day. Like you can always trade them. You trade the range. I mean, it's possible. People say, "Oh, don't trade inside days." Sure, if you're trading SPY, maybe it's choppier, but there are always great companies that have like 52 weeks high. And we today actually with Ahmed, who is here in the chat, he was shorting Nvidia. I was taking SOX as long, and we were discussing it yesterday. There was planned trade. We got in yesterday, and yeah, so you can always trade. It just depends, what stocks you have to do due diligence and really pick the good runners.
For me, it's just basically know what you're trading, and if you're trading 0 DTEs, even I don't have very much luck with them, but I have traded them in the past, and I've done well when I was trading them. But right now, it's not really my thing. But anything, including an inside day, I can have an incredible day, profiting in both directions on inside days. Obviously, if it's very obvious price action, I mean, why wouldn't I want to play around? But I'm just going to put a smaller position, and basically just get what I can get and move on to a better day. But
of course.
You had mentioned journaling last time, and I was wondering, Leah, do you grade your trades at all?
I do grade them with stars, but I don't have like to have a 5-star trade is really difficult, and I'm very strict with myself. But I think grading your trades with stars is a really good idea, and that way you are really honest. I'm sorry
about that. I was just going to say, one of the things that I basically what I'm wondering is if when you grade your trades, do you have a certain level where you tell yourself no more, right now you need to back away? Like, do you have any rules that bring you away from the desk as far as how many losing trades per day or anything like that?
2 losing trades and I'm done, because then I'm too upset. I'm in fight or flight. I don't want to trade more. I don't think I can make rational decisions. It seems like driving a car. When you're really upset, you don't want to drive a car. You want to first calm down. So yeah, so that's my rule. But sometimes I break the rule. Sometimes I lose on 2 trades and then I want to trade more, and sometimes I make the money back. But it's just like, really, I'm flooded with emotions, and I'm more prone to make mistakes. So ideally, I don't trade more. But there were days I would trade and make the money back, And if I feel like I'm totally fine and I'm not angry, which is happening a lot too, Like I had a losing Monday or Tuesday. It was an ugly day for me, and I wasn't getting upset, and I actually acted really fast. So the trade that stopped me out, I hopped back in immediately, and I made money on that same stock 3 times that week. So that's also good, but I think you will get there at some point when you do this automatically and you are not getting upset about the losses. And what helps with that is having the risk, the same risk, basically, if you know how much you lose on a trade.
Yeah, that's great that you talk about the triggers that basically, okay, I was talking to Michael Milani the other day, and I had my, in my broker, I don't know what happened, but my capital was down 12%. It just showed that I was missing 12%. And I'm just racking my brain wondering, what could I have done? Did I do something with fees that I didn't know? Like how bad I've racked up fees, Leah. I've racked up ridiculous fees. So I was thinking, there's nothing I could have done to do this. But then it started frustrating me, and that's great that you say the triggers, though, because something like that can really knock us off our game and make us to where now we make poor decisions or get into a cycle of doing things that are basically against what we're trying to achieve here.
Yeah, and the thing with the losing trades, a lot of people, they have an R and like lose, let's say, $500 on a trade or $1,000 on a trade. My R is 1,000 at this point. I tested it out. I started with 300 and 500, and I went to 2,500, 2,000. I wasn't comfortable with that because 2 losing trades would mean $4,000 loss on a day. I felt sucky with that. So I'm back to 1,000 on a trade. That works well for me right now. It's been 3 years I've been trading. Maybe next year I will jack it up to 2,000. I will feel more comfortable with that. But I tell people always, if you have the R, you want to stick with the R, even if you have losing trades, because if you have 2 losing trades, for example, I would lose $2,000, and then I'm like stressed and say, no, this doesn't feel okay. Let me go back to 500. Well, then you need to be right 4 times and have 4 R, to actually cover that loss. So if you have the R and you make the decision already to increase it, then stick with it.
One thing that I find in my trading, though, is if it's a day that it's difficult to extract money from the market, extract profit. If it's a day like that, I am more picky and more upset with myself when I lose a much smaller amount. So I want to come here and have some sort of something to show for my work, And when I get in there and I know that this is a very difficult day to come out profitable and have a decent amount, I just tend to be more a smaller amount.
Why do you think is it? Because you feel like you shouldn't have traded, or why do you think?
No, it's just that it's a different game each day, sort of, and depending on the opportunities that I'm given, I'm sort of playing a different level, so to speak. So that level to me is one that I want to win, but it's not like I want to win each trade. I take my trades and I split them up into like maybe 10 trades. And that way I'm spreading my risk across the board. So at the end of the day, I'm more likely to close profitable.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that's just something that I do. But one thing I wanted to ask you about, when I started, I traded penny stocks, and I believe that it turned me into sort of a Superman. I believe that it's going to be amazing for me into the future by all the hard that I learned. But what I wanted to ask you, though, is what do you think about people that get into penny trading when they're undercapitalized and they just basically they feel like that's the only place for them, and by getting into this environment where things are much more volatile and crazy in some ways, and there's a whole different, it's almost a whole different ball of wax when you're trading pennies. Do you feel like they're forming the wrong sort of experience?
Discipline? I don't know. I wouldn't call it necessarily wrong. I have no judgment. I actually traded a penny stock today and I made money on that. It's very rarely when I trade it, but when the scanners, like I used a scanner today, Trade Ideas, and it showed me, the stock was making sense to trade, or yesterday, and I would trade it sometimes, occasionally. So I have no judgment. If you're following like technicals properly, you can trade it too. I think it's also about discipline, because with the pennies especially, you can chase like crazy because they're up like so much and you can lose money so fast. So I guess people, they trade them and they learn how to trade, they are probably more careful if they survive. I just don't know what is the percentage of people they survive trading this stuff. I would think it's probably smaller than other stocks, but I don't have the statistics to that, so I can't give you that information. I just think like I trade again, like I try to trade completely different stocks, and sometimes once in a blue moon it makes sense, and I just hop on a small position of a pennies. Because yeah, it's undercapitalized, but the same are the people that are just scalping options or buying the zero DTEs because they're extremely cheap, and that's what a lot of people trade because they can't buy 100 shares of something to actually make sense out of the trade. But if you buy the zero DTEs, sometimes the contracts are $20, so you can buy 5 of them. If you make 100%, you make the money that you would make on a position of $20,000-$30,000 with shares. So I get it, like people want to start somewhere.
I mean, for me, my whole thing is, you probably see me say this. Maybe I've said this to you. My grandpa always said, if you can make a buck, make a buck. And I think that as a new trader for myself, I didn't focus strongly enough on making just a buck. I went straight in. I found out that I can make thousands in a second, a couple seconds, and it just blew my mind. And I went in with too much money. I call it too much money. I think I started with about 28 somewhere thousand, and it was too much for me to start with, and I wasn't focused on consistency and making a dollar. And if I would have been, it would have been helping me to not lose many more dollars, So,
yeah, I wish I would start with 25,000. I started with like $500,000, I think. Like it was just like my savings. I started investing and trading. So I think that was like a crazy idea to do when you had no idea what you were doing. So sometimes the losses were substantial at the beginning of my trading, but thank God I did not lose all my money and I stayed in the game, and now I'm profitable. But I think that, yeah, if people even have the money, I always say do not just trade with all of them. Trade like around the 30, 40K, maybe 50K. So you are over the rule that you can trade more, not just 3 times a day, the PTD rule. But otherwise, I wouldn't suggest people to put too much money into the trading at the beginning.
Yeah, when I first, oh my gosh, I PDT and all that, and like, just basically, I couldn't stand the idea of anything with training wheels. I think that it's like laissez-faire market, I believe that we should have freedom to do what we want, no matter what level we're at.
Yeah.
And that's why I enjoyed starting in penny stocks too. I owned a lot of, or I've had the privilege of handling a lot of venomous snakes and stuff. And I sort of have done things that are maybe considered crazy to other people. And for me, penny stocks is just at home. I feel like it's a blast. And, just as I know how to manage my risk, like we're talking about. And I think when you go to zero DTEs or, large
I
caps,
can't trade that stuff. For me, it's moving too fast. And I know some guys, they are amazing traders of options. And I think they're just really fast. They have the personality for it. So that's amazing. I totally appreciate them. For me, it just doesn't work, and I feel like I'm completely out of control of my emotions. I can't. And I always tell people, don't trade something that make you nervous. That's why I don't trade crypto anymore. Like I spent the whole 21 trading crypto, like shit coins. I was like sitting in my woman cave trading like weird stuff, like a rocket, like you name it, like Shiba. I was completely obsessed with this stuff, and I made a ton of money that year. But like last year, of course, that the crypto went down. So like I also lost money on crypto last year. But it made me so nervous at some point that I was just like, I don't want to trade this. Like I cannot trade options and stocks and crypto. It just doesn't work because you can't focus on any of that. And every one of those have different type of trading and different things you can do. And I just couldn't stomach it. So I say to people to trade something that you can actually be calm with and not nervous and stressed when you're trading it. A lot of times people say, yeah, but I'm nervous with every trade. I'm like, yeah, at the beginning, but at some point after years, 2-3 years, you're going to see, okay, I don't mind if I'm down on Amazon position or like some other stock. I know exactly what can happen. But if I'm down on like some crazy coin or some penny stock that can go down 50% in a matter of minutes, I don't want to trade that.
No, as far as the zero DTE options, most of the time that I would trade them, instantly I would get in. I mean, I'm pretty quick, but the thing is I would get into these things and I would be in profit as far as my P&L goes, but the bid would be trailing. And if I ever tried to get out at the mid or at the ask, it's not going to happen. And then if I put in any order, the moment that I did, it's almost like somebody was going, "Oh, you think you're going to get out, huh?" And it would just go down to another level, a whole nother track. And
I
then if
also question, yeah, you're right. And like how even the stop loss kicks in. Am I even on the liquidity? Like there's not many people buying this stuff. So am I going to be even able to sell this if it starts to fall like that? So I like to trade liquid stocks, big stocks, Tesla, Amazon. I don't like trading Apple or SPY. I don't trade much SPY, to be honest, besides option spreads. But yeah, find your horses. They make you money. Find the horses that you can control. You can never control the stocks, but approximately what to do. So
yeah.
that's my suggestion to people, really.
For me, it's like the thing that we can control ourselves with, the thing that we can limit the amount of items that we're messing with, like you said. If that's a great point with you said crypto and options, just you're doing all these things and you're jumping back and forth. I was going a lot of times, I just thought I was so fancy that I was going short, going long, and I was just everything I saw in the chart that I knew in my mind that the chart was going to do, I was trading that. I was just going everywhere, which is basically just chasing the head. And as I said, I handled venomous snakes, and I only grabbed the venomous snake by the head 2 times when I first started doing that. And the second time that I did it, it was a Western diamondback rattlesnake, and it started to bite through its own lower jaw, or like its own face. It's biting through itself to try to get me behind it. And being a new person, I start to shake, and I'm like, I got to put this thing down, because if I don't put it down, I might lose control, because I'm starting to lose control. So anyways, the thing goes underneath my dresser and everything. And it was like,
wow.
But by that, I don't know why I didn't learn my lesson in trading when I showed up here. Like why I would go grab the head when I know that grabbing the head is not a good idea.
Yeah, it's true. It's fun to find this kind of stories around trading. And yeah, I feel very calm, like even today I had one trade that I would take half on my first target, and then the other half I set up the stop loss higher, and then of course the stock would go back, and I didn't make any money on the second half. And I'm like, oh, I should have sold it. Like I would be beating myself up in the past, and today I'm just like, whatever. Of course, in the market you could have these millions every day, million should haves, could haves. You need to stop doing that, because otherwise you just go crazy.
Okay, that's exactly it. I mean, basically predefining my risk, and I like to, if I can, if I'm not doing something really quickly, I want to meditate on where, how that loss can go down. That way I'm already accepting of the loss. And, it just, all these little tiny things before the trade, I think make managing the trade a lot better. But Ahmed said, I can relate, guys. I am trading bonds for a living, and extra volatility is something I am trying to get used to.
Yeah. Well, bonds are not as volatile, I assume. I don't trade those, but yeah. That's a new world for you, I guess, then from bonds to stocks. And yeah, it is again, like every vehicle is different to trade. That's what I was just saying. Like crypto is much more volatile, maybe not Bitcoin, but like the little coins. And yeah, I like to trade stocks that I can actually also sell options on. I love doing that. I sold some beautiful puts on Tesla yesterday, and I didn't check the market by the close, but it's like nice passive income. You can make a lot of money with that strategy. Just passively. It doesn't cost me much. Much time. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's great what you're doing for the people that you're helping in the community, and that's why I really enjoy you coming on here with us and sharing what you do and how you see the markets. I honestly, I just love that I can be a clown and do whatever and I don't have to really. I don't know. I'm in a community with a lot of people that know a lot better than I do, and it's just really cool that you guys are all willing and talk to me and help me get a better perspective for my own trades, and then help the community as well. Because each person I talk to, it helps me grow, and I'm sure it helps everybody that's listening.
oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I love to contribute, and therefore I'm doing the free webinar on Sundays, so people can find link on my Twitter. It's free. It takes 1 minute, 10 seconds to sign up. Only first name and an email. It's going to be a lot on how I do actually trade, what's my routine, and how to approach trading. So yeah, everyone is welcome to come, and I'm excited for that too. It's fun to learn and to share with others. So thank you so much for having me here again. That's always fun to talk to you.
I've seen a lot of webinars recently coming up from Leah. You guys definitely go check that out. I know that I'm going to sign up, but Leah, thanks so much for joining us today, and go follow Leah on Twitter as well. And Leah, I just want to let you know, I don't know what happened there. I went out in the sun all day long playing with alligators and stuff, and I guess that it went to my head. So I showed up here.
It's good. It's healthy. It's nice. You had a nice day. I'm jealous. I need to make it to the beach too. So maybe tomorrow. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm gonna probably have a nice day.
Happy birthday! I really hope you have an amazing birthday, Leah. But thanks so much for joining us, and I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Order filled. Check us out.
You know what time it is.
This is the Mighty Soldiers exclusive.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. If you wanna take it to the streets, let's get it. If you wanna take it to the booth, let's get it. I'm about to take it to the top, let's get it. We ain't never ever gonna stop, let's get it. You ain't never heard nobody spit like this. Call the paramedics when I get like this. Front page news when I wreck like this. Hop in the booth and I wreck that shit like,
If you with the squad, then you already know what's up. It be going down, but my account is going up. I'm about to make another 100,000 bucks. Rolling up that chain, I'm about to take another puff.
Hold up. I made a killing, now my pockets got swollen. Independent, now I'm taking over. I'm a lot richer, you a lot broker. I'm a pot smoker, stockbroker, blowing up like a supernova. On my mama, I was born a soldier, the best in the game, man. I thought I told you. If you wanna take it to the streets, let's get it. If you wanna take it to the booth, let's get it. I'm about to take it to the top, let's get it. We ain't never ever gonna stop, let's get it. You ain't never heard nobody spit like this. Call the paramedics when I get like this. Front page news when I wreck like this. Hop in the booth and I wreck that shit like, I am unstoppable, I can do anything I ever wanted to. Never did anything they ever wanted me to. Got on my side and I'm not gonna lose and they're not gonna win. I see them, the haters, it's all cause I'm getting dollars again. Commas on commas, I'm buying the dip. The market is dropping again. I can see him hating from the sideline. If you see a hater, tell him bye-bye. Watch my money grow, 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 grow. And my wifey like, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa! Somebody better stop me cause there ain't no competition and I'm coming for the top position. Obliterating the opposition every time that I jot it in the composition. Everybody wanna stop and listen cause I bring it to you hotter than the oven in your mama kitchen. I'll be getting hit like a politician. I'ma get bread when you stack looking taller than Scottie Pippen. Ain't nobody ready for the Armageddon when I pop the clip and I ain't playing. I'm spraying you brain, I'm bringing the pain like Damon Wayne. You disappear like David Blaine. I'm dropping bombs, Saddam Hussein. Stop and aim, pop you lames and pop champagne. I ain't playing so stop the games, you know the name. If you wanna take it to the streets, let's get it. If you wanna take it to the booth, let's get it. I'm about to take it to the top, let's get it. We ain't never ever gonna stop, let's get it. You ain't never heard nobody spit like this. Call the paramedics when I get like this. Front page news when I wreck like this. Hop in the booth and I wreck that shit like,